to date with all that's happening with the new National Party, NNP. Send us a message via text or WhatsApp on 405-8683 with your name, email, and constituency. Stay in the know with NNP. Get updated.
My name is Sheldon Scott, and indeed it is Hard Talk. Devon will be joining us shortly. Indeed, yes, of course, and we're live on 97.5 City Sound FM, 89.5 CRFM, 92.9 Sister Al's FM up there in Carriacou, and 94.9 up there in Brooklyn. Yes, indeed. And of course, Hard Talk is also brought live via the internet. Yeah, you get us on YouTube. Yeah, so you look for Hard Talk Grenada on YouTube and you can get the program live. You can also look for us on Facebook, Hard Talk Grenada, and like our Facebook page. Just don't look for us, like the page. So you'll get the notifications, enable notifications. So each time we go live, you'd be able to get us as well. All right. Yes, so we're just holding a little bit until Devon, or he should be here in a little while. It's a rainy Thursday morning on the Isle of Spice. Do remember, next week, Wednesday, it's going to be taking place at the Grenada Trade Center from 6 p.m. The Constitutional Reform Committee, the CCJ Advisory Committee, yeah, they'll be staging that activity. Prime Minister Mia Mottley, she will be the feature speaker at that activity.
Every dog must have its day. Without any reservation.
Activity will be held under the theme Break the Chains of Colonialism for a United Caribbean. Yeah. That's going to be at the Grenada Trade Center.
And when you see it,
next week, Wednesday from 6 p.m. We'll be discussing the issue of the Caribbean Court of Justice. As you know, Grenada, yeah, we're looking to head to the Caribbean Court of Justice. So we're having a referendum on that issue sometime in November. The exact date, I believe, you'll get next week at that activity. So members of the media, take note of that. Prime Minister Mia Mottley, the Prime Minister of Barbados, she'll be here. It's going to be the first in a series of meetings informing the public of what the Caribbean Court of Justice really means for you, the average Grenadian. What are the benefits of the Caribbean Court of Justice? And why you should vote yes. Yeah, I'm voting yes. And why you should vote yes as well. And why you should vote in the first place. Yeah, some people saying, but I ain't to waste my time and go. No, vote and vote yes, yeah?
When the towers came crashing down in New York City, yeah, every street corner you walk, everybody was in shock. Oh, what a calamity! You dance, you sing, and you rejoice. There will be many more. You send the world in a panic, in fear of what's in store. For many years,
I believe the public assistance is being paid. I did see quite a few of the elder persons and so on down at the financial complex a little earlier. So they're starting to pay it a little earlier. Yeah, so the week before they pay everything else, they're trying to pay the public assistance so that the elderly do not have to go and get tied up with everybody else in the bank or in Grenlec or in Nawasa or wherever they have to go and pay their little bills. They could deal with all of those things before the big crowds go there.
you never know there will come the hour when the Korea will blow your cover and make them take you down for your actions of hate. On all those you indoctrinate, slice of the bread and the devil eat shall be your portion. Osama.
Yeah, so those of you that usually go and get your public assistance, that has been paid. I think seed would also have been paid this week as well. So those of you that usually benefit from that, you can go right ahead.
Mommy, boy. Hey.
I think it's a wonderful initiative to do it a little earlier, though. And congratulations, Ministry of Finance. I see you all put out a tent for the elderly and so they don't have to stand up out there in sun or rain or anything like that. They have a nice little tent there for them. I didn't pass close enough to notice if there were seats there. I think there were, because to me it seemed as though many of them were sitting there. So they don't have to get wet, they don't have to get burned in the sun, and they could have a little seat here.
New York and big money over there. Why you making your head so hard and they keep treating you so bad?
Yeah, it's the man Randy Isaacs.
Yeah, after year.
Interesting thing, I'm seeing a lot of the artists saying that they're not going to go back in competition next year, etc., etc. Yeah. Something that we'd seriously have to look at.
I can't change my principles as a culture man. It's so critical.
I'm not going to call name. I see at least 3 of them saying that they're not going to go back.
My country means everything.
I mean, it opens up opportunity for other younger artists and new artists to get exposure and so on. But you also want to maintain the standard and the quality of things like the power soca and the Marsh Gra and the groovy and so on.
Will be written in history. Oh yeah.
Trust now, somebody offer a car and thing. Now you're throwing a car there and some additional money and thing. They ain't going nowhere. People who out go come back in. Nice.
Demand. I say the culture bigger than demand.
Just always remember what Randy's saying in this.
25 years now in the race, all you're getting is second place. Would you please tell us what is wrong? You sang songs about South Africa, you sang songs about Sweet Grenada, and for heaven, they wouldn't give you a crumb. Well, it seems like they're just ignoring your qualities. Or is it because you are not politically? We search hard but can't find a reason why you never reach number 1. So leave the damn thing for fungus and the gang. It's so critical. I love carnival, but my country means everything to me. I ask not what she can do for me, but what can I do for my country? Under the sun, when all is said and done, the evidence will be written in history. So in spite of this position, I'm receiving competition. I know the culture always trump the man. The culture bigger than the man. Whoa, la da da da, hey.
Also remember today, Thursday, the town of St. George, you're in for your fogging today, huh? No, not flogging. Fogging. Yeah, there's no L there. Fogging, not flogging.
We know you got what?
No, not flooding. Fogging, yeah?
Like the king.
So you're not in for a flogging, you're not in for a flooding, you're in for a fogging today. Nice.
All your hard work and sacrifice, but don't let them take you for no.
So town of St. George, the in Ministry of the Environment, yeah, the Environmental Department, they'll be doing some fogging around the town of St. George from 5 p.m.
But if you let them bias people, keep on treating you how they want.
Well, let me make sure and go and fog over by the bus terminal in the back there and sow it our water, settling all them little piece of plastic and thing under them stone and thing there too.
But my country means that
fog around by Heinzie and them kind of thing around by Presentation Brothers College and Convent and you know, yeah.
But what Randy Isaac will do for this beautiful country under the sun, when all is said,
Fog up the place, man.
the evidence will be written in history.
So particularly the businessmen in the town of St. George, please be aware that the fogging crew, they'll be conducting operations in the town of St. George today. That will be from 5 p.m.
Bigger than the man. Let them
You may wish to hang around to make sure that your place get properly fumigated. Yeah. And tomorrow, the fogging crew, they'll be up there in Mount Moritz, Grand Mall, especially like the school area. They'll be doing another round, coming round and do other areas, but they're focusing specifically on the areas where they have school because it's back to school in just about a little under 2 weeks, yeah? Hope you've got everything organized already. Now 24 minutes after the hour of 10 o'clock on the Spice Isle of Grenada.
Them haters make me run and hide on the ground. Why one day Congo, my time will come.
So remember as well to keep your areas clean. Yeah, there'd be no need for a pile of fogging in some areas if we maintain a clean environment, yeah? I mean, there are areas that you have things like the crab hole and those kind of things because naturally a swampy area, so that's a difference, yeah? But there are some areas that create themselves into mosquito havens by the residents and the way that they dispose of their garbage or don't dispose of their garbage, yeah?
Like the king, man, make you famous.
So you need to keep your areas clean.
It is true that we
That's the best way to counteract the mosquitoes.
sacrifice
Those mosquitoes.
them, take you for no ride. You should take your talent dance with boys to Trinidad.
So next week we should be having an address by the Honorable Minister of Education, the Honorable Emlyn Pear, and that's the back to school address. It should be happening towards the end of next week or the beginning of I think more for the beginning of the following week, yeah?
It's so critical.
You know, you should be hearing from the various schools and principals and teachers at the schools. We know you listen to Hard Talk. Feel free to call and or send a message to us. Let us know if the parents can come collect books at your location, yeah?
This beautiful country, under the sun, when all is said and done, the evidence will be written in history.
Yeah, so we've been joined by Devon. He is in studio. Good morning, Devon.
Good morning to you, Sheldon. Good morning, Grenada, and to the listeners wherever you are around the world.
Yeah, how Granville looking?
Wow. By now, it should be pouring, if not just,
a lot of rain.
Still overcast. We had some showers this morning and then pretty overcast.
Yeah, well, that's good. Yeah. That's not a bad thing at all.
No, it's not.
Yeah, because we can't advertise waterfalls if we have no water.
Exactly.
Yeah, so we need the rain.
Don't go
Plus, we need to feed
chasing
ourselves.
waterfall.
No,
Yeah.
but we need to feed ourselves too. We need the rain. The farmers need the rain. And farmers,
Definitely.
you all glad for you don't want too much of it. Too much of anything is not good enough. But you understand? Yeah. Yes, Alicia. No flogging, no flooding, but fogging. Yeah, making sure. Yeah. Sometimes when I speak, people might misunderstand, Yeah, because I don't always talk nice. You understand? Nice, yeah. So sometimes in between and thing, people might misunderstand what it is that I'm saying. All right? Nice.
Education could never be the key. Mighty sparrow, sing education. Education is the key, universally. All man Jack agree, but it's only me that ain't like that philosophy. You see, I believe one could learn a skill and do damn well in the life still. Especially in these modern days, education is not without good character and shrewd ways. We have some schoolgirls in this country, how to prove education is the key. But if education was the key, they would have taken their blinking schoolwork seriously and aspire to be like Dr. Dow or Cheetah Jay-Z. Instead of flaunting the promised land, trying to be Kim Kardashian. Man after I see school bag making pillow and Suzuki. Nobody could convince me that education is the key. So if you see a school picnic and BBC she going and party, tell she for me education is not the key. And if you spot a school tie on a bus going for Judy, just say, sweetie, education is not the key. Education. Maybe I have it
Yes, indeed. You've got to focus, huh? So those of you getting ready to go back to school, focus, huh? Yeah. Yes, I thought you was going to say something.
No.
Yeah, there's no silent night, holy night,
No,
this hard talk. You had to talk. You can't stay there and not say nothing.
I was just, trying to gather some information. Annual St. Andrews Southwest Annual Constituency Barbecue, right? August 25th, 2018, time 5 p.m. at the Grand Bros Community Center. It's the barbecue every August, end of August, the Southwest Constituency of St. Andrews, and so led by Honorable Yolande B. Horsford as the annual barbecue. So come out there and support. The tickets is only $20, and so it's an ice cold bar await you. Come out and support the constituency. All right.
Steve Horsford, how come I ain't get my ticket yet?
Yeah.
Steve Horsford, not so we does move. You understand? I wonder if they have a live band this year. I know usually they have a live band or a DJ and so on.
No, a popular DJ. They will have a DJ there, a popular DJ. I'm not sure about the live band.
Yeah. I know over the years they've had. So
yeah,
I was just asking if they may have this year.
Yeah, because there's a band that's closely associated with around the constituency.
Yeah.
Live band. And so it's possible.
Because
you never know.
nice thing, you start to get on and all kind of thing. You eat your chicken, it wear out from your system and all kind of thing. You have to go and buy next piece and that kind of thing. Only barbecue some lambi and thing just in case.
Yeah,
I could send somebody to teach a lawyer to do that.
How to barbecue that lambi. So go out there and support the Southwest St. Andrews constituency branch, led by Honorable Yolande B. Horsford, and the fundraising drive, annual barbecue. And so it's only $20 for a ticket. Starts at 5 p.m. And so on the 25th, I think that's Saturday, right? Yes.
Yeah, that should be Saturday.
That's Saturday. So go out there and support. All right, $20 a ticket. So see you there.
What time does it start?
5 p.m.
5 p.m.
Yeah.
All right. So anytime from 5, we had an update. All right.
Yep.
Earlier, Sheldon will be there.
Well, it's right in my backyard. So
yeah, Sheldon will be there. I'll drive up the road. I'll take a drive for that one. Yeah? I'll take a drive to St. Andrew for that one. Definitely. I'll come up and I'll pass and get me a look at barbecue. And I wonder if it's ever missed me. I think probably once I ever have not been to it only once, since we were in opposition. I've been going to that barbecue
right
every year. And I think only once when we were in opposition, and once since we've been in government again. I think I was out the island, and that's the only reason I wasn't able to attend, because I was out the island. But and that I always in that barbecue. Yeah, that's one of my thing. That's what others be there. That's one of my thing.
It'll be well attended, eh?
Yeah. Also, they're gonna come up with the youth. Usually later in the year, they have the youth have their little party cocktail.
Yeah,
the youth cocktail.
Yeah, around I think around the Christmas time.
Yeah, a little before that, they have the youth cocktail. Usually it's a nice activity, and so all the youth from not only St. Andrew Southwest, but St. Andrew in general and St. Patrick. Some come up from St. George. They make bus and come up, and it's a thing where you had a dress, eh?
Yeah.
You had a dress. So them youth and them does come out with some suit, and you swear it's graduation night or some kind of thing.
Yeah.
They does come out prim and proper. Does make sure they're looking sharp. Yeah, because you get a prize for the best dressed male and female and best dressed couple and all that kind of thing. So they have
dancers and everything like that. So it's definitely. Oh, Brenda is telling me it's sunny now in Grenville. So
it's sunny side up.
Yeah.
All right, that's wonderful.
Right, so that's a good sign.
We like the little mix. Jennifer is asking, any books for the children? Yes. You see, the thing is this, there's a concerted effort by opposition elements to put out a false narrative of what is taking place in Grenada. School hasn't reopened. Therefore, no child in the Isle of Spice, no child in the state of Grenada has gone to school without a book, because school has not reopened, which means you still have time to get the books into the hands of the children. $2.6 million was spent to get these new books and to get them into Grenada for the children. That has been done. The books are here. They're in Grenada. The PS within the Ministry of Education, that's PS Finley Jeffrey, he would have said during the Beyond the Headlines program on Monday night that the primary school distribution was taking place and that the secondary school distribution would have been completed by yesterday. So even if they fall a day short, we expect that the secondary school distribution would be completed by today. And I'm pretty sure it was completed yesterday, so that the calls will be going out to the different schools, from the different schools to the parents to come in and collect the books. So one, there's that perception by some, especially those not on island, who are buying into that evil propaganda by different individuals that the book program has been closed. The book program has not been closed, it's never been closed. This year, government spent $2.6 million in buying books. Last year, government spent $400,000 on books. Yeah, so you can't spend $400,000 last year and $2.6 million this year on a program if it doesn't exist. It exists, it's there. It has been removed from the private schools. And even in the private schools, if you have a child that the principal and the teachers make a case and say, look, this is a case, this child really can't make it. In the private school, we've given them the opportunity to attend the school, but they really can't make it. Then there is a system where that child would be helped as well.
Yeah.
So it's not a situation where you just have the program has been closed and that sort of thing. But you see, desperation is a hell of a thing. It's not easy to lose 2 elections without winning a single seat. It's not easy to know that you're going to be in opposition for the rest of your life.
Yeah, for the next 10 or 15 years.
Well, I'm not even saying 10, 15 years, for the rest of their life, that they're going to be in opposition. It's not easy knowing that. Their recent former political leader told them that once they lost in 2013, they generally would be in opposition for
a long time.
15, the next 10, 15 years, they'd be in opposition. He told them that. Yeah? So they knew and they know. And therefore, these individuals, and understand, when you see them coming out with all kind of propaganda, when you see them coming out with all kind of stories, when you see them coming out with all kind of vitriol, when you see them coming out and being aggressive, know that the end of the month coming and they need money. No, it's a straight case. The end of the month coming up, today's the 23rd.
Today's 23rd. So,
you basically have around 7 days left in the month.
Yeah.
It's 31 days, yeah. So about 8 days left in the month.
Yeah, then we start from tomorrow.
Yeah. No, they start already. They started not from tomorrow, they start this week. Because they have to beg you for money next week. And I'm speaking here directly to those of you out in the Grenadian diaspora. Hey, Muscles! Morning, bro. I hope everything is good with you. Nice? Yeah. Yeah, Muscles, man, I'll always shout you, man. You're a Grenadian treasure. Yeah. So, know that these individuals have to beg the diaspora to support their lifestyle. And therefore, whether it is they're going to attack the son of the Prime Minister for simply being the son of the Prime Minister, whether they're going to attack him because they're jealous the young man, they jealous him. There is no other way to say it, but they jealous, they envy the young man, right? They hate him, they jealous him. So they will continue to say these sort of things about him. They don't like the best bone in his father, they don't like the best bone in him. So they'll continue to attack him. Yeah, and we expect that. And if you realize every now and again I have to sniffle because the cold gone, but you understand, I gotta go. No, we had a cure right there. You know. It's either going on Pandy or going on Grand Anne's Beach later, but I had to take a soak, you understand?
You don't drink yourself a pick this morning, huh?
Nah, boy, watch. The cold gone. The cold gone. It's just a little stuffiness. That is it. I ain't had to torture myself like that.
No, you ain't torture it.
And plus, they say too much of that thing ain't too good.
I like to follow up, just drop the dosage. If you put 2 leaf, just put 1 leaf.
2 leaf? You crazy? Zeba pick that man talking about 2 leaf? Dread, I use like a third of a leaf and the whole thing bitter. Watch. I crying, my tears come out bitter and all. Anyhow, but I'm saying here, there's this hatred by the individual. This hatred. And they keep putting it out and they're encouraging people to hate along with them. So you would hear people like that former sergeant at arms that used to work in the parliament, they're Welsh. Yeah. You'd hear people like Welsh call and he vex, and he angry. Man. And you wonder if this gentleman takes care of his blood pressure and thing and make sure that he's okay. Because he sounds like somebody that want to eat the phone.
He's so angry. I wonder
He's
why.
upset. You hear the other people that call like they're so genteel. The veranda in DC has a good friend KB does call them. KB, and time for you to give us a visit if you're on island.
Yeah,
I don't think he's here. He's
No,
here.
he's here.
KB, I think it's time for us to create a little confusion. What are you doing tomorrow? KB, Kennedy Budlal, come tomorrow. Time for us to have a little chat. Yeah, carnival done. Time to have a chat. Nice? Yeah, we had to have a chat on different things. But there's this general hatred. That hatred that they keep putting out there, and they just keep, and they out with it, and they out with it, and trying to encourage other people to hate along with them. And we shouldn't be, as Grenadians, be encouraging that sort of thing. Yeah, we shouldn't be encouraging that sort of behavior. And those of you in the diaspora should not be funding that sort of behavior.
Nope.
You're funding an individual who is trying to create hatred here in Grenada.
Yes.
Nobody could ever say I push hatred. Nobody could ever say I say hate this person. I might not like somebody. I might not like the things that somebody does. But me don't push hatred towards nobody and say do this person that or do that person the other. But what they are doing is trying to get it to the point that people will hate people and want to lash out at them.
Incitement. He definitely trying to incite different sectors, of the society to hate, to bring out that hatred towards the government and the representatives and so on. That is a dangerous thing.
It's like the A-band lady. Look, somebody mentioned her. No, I call her names, because anything I say I could back up. Me afraid I could call Welsh name. Because I could call Miss A-band name because like she has a problem with the Prime Minister personally. I don't know if she didn't like him and he didn't bother with her. I don't know what the problem is. Lord, I shouldn't say that, But anyhow. But I don't know what is her problem with the Prime Minister. But it's just this level of hatred. And then she plays smart. Was calling her talk and playing smart. And talking about she liked this MP and she liked that MP and she liked this one and she liked that one. And only doing that because she was hoping that she could get some people onto that bandwagon to create conflict and confusion within the new National Party and feel that Devon and me stupid and we don't know what she was trying.
We know.
You see she can't call these days again because we wouldn't tolerate it and know what she was trying. And let her come once, twice, 3 times and then tell her straight, this is what you're doing. I know what you're doing. When they come and they're talking about you like Clarice and you like Oliver and you don't like nobody in NNP. The bottom line is that you hope you could create confusion.
Yeah. That like is poisonous.
Yeah. That's what they're doing.
Hannah, leave me alone, please. But the thank you, though.
Oh, boy. But no, this sort of thing that they're getting on with, they're just pushing hatred. Pushing hatred. Listen, if your neighbor is a supporter of the National Democratic Congress and you're a supporter of the New National Party, if they ask you for something, give them. If you can help them in whichever way, help them. Whatever you can do to assist them, whatever you can do to help them, because we're all Grenadians.
Most importantly.
The only time the politics thing become important is when you go into the polling station and you decide I'm voting for Party A or Party B because I believe in the policies of Party A or Party B. Other than that, you're not supposed to be on the street hating somebody. It's have some guys who operate in business and pushing this sort of thing about they don't like this one because this one in this party and they don't like that one. What happened? The money mark NNP and NDC on it?
No, it's Grenada.
I know I see sometime with the glasses man on it. I think the glasses man was a political leader any political party here in Grenada.
You understand?
I see Her Majesty on a lot of the money and that kind of thing. But you have these people that are constantly pushing this hatred. And it has to stop. And there are people funding them to push the hatred. And even if you're funding them, but you talk to them and they say, listen, you're doing that and you're wrong. You mustn't, but you can't even talk to them.
Exactly.
But the time coming up where they're going to be asking for money, Dexter look like he wake up from his birthday line, boy. He finally wake up. Morning, Dex. Morning. Yeah. These people are haters and they constantly push that hatred. They want people to hate people. They want people to spit on people. They want people to lash people. They know they will try them stupidness with. But still, that's the kind of thing that they want.
Why you would want to go, that far I mean, to destroy, I mean, your fellow Grenadian, or even trying to destroy government in this type of way. Look, you've been hearing opposition forces saying all sorts of things, and Sheldon made an important point: the school books. They know, right? What they are saying is not true. They are trying to convince people that, look, the school books program is squash, or it's mash up. The government didn't know what it's doing and everything like that. But that's far from the truth, right? If they pay attention and listen to things coming out from the Ministry of Education, they will understand that, I mean, it's a process. School is far from open, and there's enough time for parents and students to get their books. But
that's the thing. I'm still trying to figure out which child it is that the school opened and the child went to school without a school book. Look, government has just spent millions of dollars on not only the school book program, but the uniform assistance program.
Yep.
You know how many thousands of parents from one end of the state of Grenada to the other have received assistance to send their children. They have the uniform already. The uniform home, in some instances, first they're excited, they iron it and they put it away
already. Of course,
already.
and have it, well, tough, because it's important.
So,
and
children going to school in Grenada under the new National Party, they receive the uniform assistance. Yeah, those needy children, the needy ones, not everybody, is not Lapancot, not everybody, but the assistance for the needy children, that has been distributed. So the children have gotten their, Senator, yeah, you know which one, Senator. I know you're always listening. If you're not in the vehicle listening, in your office, you have it on low, unless you're in a meeting. But send the figure that was spent on the uniform assistance program for us this year. And it's a couple million. But send it for me, please. Let me see. Right? So you have the uniform assistance program. So they're getting the uniform, right? You have the book assistance program. Yes, it was started under the NDC, but it wasn't stopped by the NNP. Last year, 400,000. This year, 2.6 million, because you had some new editions of the books and some new books added to the entire thing. So you had that amount of money spent on it. So they have the uniform, they have the books. This year, we had the bags. We had the bags this year. Yeah, this year, no bags. Right? So get all your bag and no bags this year. But outside of that, they're still receiving assistance under the SEED program now for the children to go to school. Yeah, and then they have the lunch program in some schools. Most schools.
In most of the schools.
Most of the schools have the lunch program. And in some schools, even have the breakfast program where the children come in. If they come in early enough, they get a breakfast and then they get a lunch in the school later on. Yeah? But instead of some people who are there in the US and say they love Grenada, or in the UK and say they love Grenada, or in Canada and say they love Grenada, instead of they choose a school and send her 2 barrels of foodstuff to educate young minds, they feeding a man who talking about this one, that, and that one, and hate this one, and if I get a chance and calling people all kind of names, don't call it. Well, Devon is Devon, means me. That is Devon's style, is not my style. But they taking care of that individual. But you wouldn't choose a school and say, let me send that money to that school so they could buy this stuff locally and fix up. Let's make a donation to that school.
Send a barrel of notebooks, a pen.
Yeah. Or that's the school that I went to. Or that's the school that my mother or my grandmother went to. Let me assist that school so that they can have a breakfast program in the morning for the children that may not have the ability to get a breakfast at home. They don't have to feed every child. Not every child doesn't have breakfast at home.
Nope.
But there may be 1 or 2 that cannot have a breakfast at home in the morning. And that might be an incentive for them to want to go to school, because they know even if they have to walk it, they won't say, listen, I know for a fact they're going to get breakfast there, I'm going to walk and go to school.
Exactly.
Yeah? Even if they have to walk it, they're going to make sure and do it. Or that they know that when it's midday, they're going to get lunch. So they don't have to worry about, oh, they will be starving and they can't even think in the evening because they're so hungry. Yeah?
See,
help those children. Help the children. They're helping a big hard back, man. Let you go and find work. I could say that. Let you go and find work. I always hustling.
You see, I mean, it's important, and that is what they keep on hiding as much as possible the programs that government continues to provide for its citizens, right? They don't want you to know that, right? So they keep on hiding it and cutting it down anytime it shows its face. But hey, we can't hide it, right? What government is doing to help, right, our students, and so through the school books program, through the uniform program, through all the different assistance towards the parents to ensure that our children are being educated under good environment. I mean, they don't want to hear that. You see, because that touches the heart of people, right? People understand that, look, at times we cannot afford, right? But we will look forward to government providing, right, what is necessary and when it's necessary.
Yes, indeed. And folks, you can call in 440-7377. That's 440-7377. You can call and get onto the program and you can make your point.
Yep.
So
347-329-3101. That's our overseas line.
Yeah, so if you're overseas as well, you can call in. I mean, I ain't going to look at children and skip the children and go and help no loudmouth who just trying to create confusion in the country. I'll help the children. Yeah, I'll go and help the children.
Oh, definitely.
And I think that's what we need to do. So the children, they are receiving their little breakfast and their lunch and so in school. Those that really needy, in most of the schools, they're receiving that. Outside that, under the school feeding program. Outside of that, they get the little assistance through the seed program. Those that are needy, not all, those that are needy, get the little assistance through the seed program so that they can attend school. They get that money specifically to pay for the children to be able to go to and from school. Yeah? Although I don't understand that. And back in we days, the kind of distance we used to have to walk and thing. Take bus from Springs to go down in Tantine. Take bus from Springs to go to town.
Walk and run that.
Take bus from Springs School to go in Woban.
And here now on lunchtime,
you had to better learn to walk.
we go in and get lunch home and come back to school and you reach home.
You're running
time.
that?
Yes, to play and everything. Again, a whole half an hour to play still.
You're running that in lunchtime, 1 hour lunch. You're running home, get lunch, you run back to school and still play before you go inside.
No, these days I see some children and I always make reference to that. Some of the students in the convents in Andrews, right? Convent Grenville. They will come from the upper part, Budge Grove, and that side, past the school, which is by the gas station, right? Go down to Grenville, drop off from their bus, and take a next bus that will drop them in the school. Does that make sense to you?
The more they stop that, they'll maintain if they stop that, they'll maintain the intercal trophy.
Yes, I think so.
If all they stop do that, they'll maintain exercise.
Yes. I mean, I just can't understand that.
If all they continue with that, forget it. But if all they do that is crazy because for those of you that know what I'm talking about, I know that is madness.
Come on, that is pure madness. But hey,
the answer when you reach the school, you're soaking. Yeah, you're soaking because you run that.
You run that, yeah.
You run home and you run back.
Yeah, we shall take out your shirt and thing, wash it and beat it and so hang it up for it to dry and to go back in class 1 o'clock.
Children know you don't want to do that. If they're afraid that. Yeah. But I'm saying the children, because there's this perception that they're trying to sell to those of you, and I'm saying it specifically to those of you outside of Grenada because I know those of you on Grenada know what the government is doing. But they're not trying to sell that to you. They're trying to maintain their financial base. This thing is just about money for some of these individuals.
Yep.
So they are trying to maintain their financial base. So they're trying to sell that false narrative to those outside of Grenada who are not here to see for themselves. Yeah? Who are not here to see for themselves. They're trying to sell that false narrative to them. But you know it goes. 440-7377. That's the number for you to call and get onto the inside.
347-329-3101.
Yeah, so that barbecue is coming up on the 25th.
On the 25th.
That's this week. In fact, that's
Saturday.
Saturday.
Yeah, that's Saturday.
I don't know why I was thinking it's next Saturday. That's this Saturday.
At the Grambra Community Center, 5 p.m. in the evening.
I'm going to have to make a long drive this Saturday, boy.
Come out and support. right?
So I mean, I had to drive up there, then drive up. So okay, I will make it. I
I
will
mean,
make it, Papa.
I don't need chicken and thing in it, but I think that smells so good when you're passing.
No, that's a fish, man.
Yeah,
That's a barbecue fish.
Where fish just finish quick. I'll be they on point, you know.
You put your order in, man.
Well, yeah, it's that.
Yeah, just make sure you have special grill for the fish, a special grill for the chicken. I know it's can't grill and chicken on fish, grill and fish and chicken grill. Yeah, separating. Yeah, wait, all you think I go in for fish, I go in for pork. I want. If only a barbecue mutton and all I eat in it. Yes, indeed. Yeah, but Devon, it's important because those false narratives are being sold, and some people have been buying into it. I think that with the large numbers of folks that came back to Grenada during the carnival season and saw for themselves, I think it has sort of dampened the effects of that false narrative outside of Grenada.
Exactly.
It has sort of dampened it. Yeah.
Despite they tried desperately for the last couple of weeks to up their profile, the program and what they saying, the dirty things that they're saying about Grenadians and the government and so the people who were visiting here had an opportunity to see for themselves what is going on in Grenada so they can share it outside.
You would think it's Haiti right after the earthquake they was
you
talking
understand?
about.
I'm wondering sometimes which country I'm living in when I hear certain persons run their mouth on the radio and others supporting it.
Now, those of us who from town, like the three fellas inside here, those of us who from town, those of us who know about St. George, know how St. George flows. There are times that you have large numbers of people in town. There are other times that you don't have large numbers of people in town. Today's a Thursday. Grenville, you wouldn't find a lot of people in Grenville on a Thursday. Traditionally, because back in the days, Grenville used to close half day on a Thursday. And it's not that Grenville closes half day on a Thursday now, but it's still the kind of thing today's Thursday.
Yeah, slow business day generally.
It's a slow business day general, whether you're talking about Grenville or whether you're talking about St. George. It's just a historical thing. Somebody will walk into town on a Thursday and then say, you understand? Look, nobody in town. But it's a Thursday.
But himself, they say nobody in town, so what them doing in town?
No, because nobody in town, I mean there's nobody. Or a particular individual had to pull up on a time. They went into town on a Thursday night. Outside of the carnival season, outside of the Christmas season. They were outside of Easter and all. They went into town. And you go into town on a Thursday night after 7 and saying, look how empty town is. Take a picture and look how empty town is. I mean, if you know town always empty them kind of hour there on a Thursday night.
So you see how these
unless
things
it's
are
month
deliberate.
10. Unless it's month 10. When it's month 10, like okay, you're coming up to month end and so on, there's a lot of activity in town. People have their spending power, they receive their salary and so they go and they paying their bills. And you have long line in Grenlec and in different institutions and so on, and you have a lot of people around. They ain't taking pictures when that happening. They want to take pictures when hardly anybody is around and then say, look how the town dead. If it's a end of month Friday and it's 4 p.m. and you show me a picture of St. George empty, then I'll begin to get worried.
Yep.
If it's a end of month Friday and you show me St. George and it's empty, or there's not a lot of people down in Granans by the mall and that kind of thing there,
Then
or
I'm
Wall
getting-
Street empty on a Friday night end of month, I won't be kind of worried. I'll be very worried because then I'll say something wrong happening. But during the normal time, during the first week of the month, yeah, you might have one or two people ting. Second week of the month, people start to pull back on the money and that kind of thing. Middle of the month, the fortnight workers, you have a little something happen. You have a bunch of fellas might be by Chucky. You have a set of people go be all different places and that kind of thing. Stand up by Andal, all over, right? On the terminal itself, you go have that kind of thing. There's an ebb and flow to how the thing goes. But they believe now that town's supposed to be flushed with hundreds and thousands of people, every single day, every single hour. Hello, we live in Grenada, not New York.
Yeah.
They ain't Manhattan.
Most people not that well. I say idle because a lot of people sometimes just go in town and walk all over the place doing nothing. Understand? I mean, I don't know. Sometimes I try to understand.
Louisa and Alicia only behave this morning. Eh?
Yeah,
Great.
I find so truth.
They
but
get it. These people, them, Hannah, and these people on this live, this morning.
Yeah, yeah, because I mean, it's so nonsensical. I mean, some of the things that they say, people say, these guys say on the radio, and persons supporting them.
And you have to address, I think it's time we address some of these things. Because you see, that's the perception that they try to put out there because they want a particular reaction. So they put out a false narrative for a particular reaction. But if you're a Grenadian, if you're from St. Andrew, you know when Grenville does have people and when they don't have people. There are times that Grenville does be quiet. A Wednesday generally is a quiet day. A Thursday is an extra quiet day for Grenville. Yeah, you might see a little flurry on a Monday. And a Friday, that is when you go see people self. Especially if it's a fortnight or end of month, that is when you go see people in Grenville self. Devon could tell you better. He's a Grenville man from St. George. You know when you're going to see the little flurry activity and so.
Exactly.
Then go off. You know when you'll see the flurry activity. So we know when you'll see loads of people around and when you wouldn't.
You know, and sometimes the kind of audience that they're speaking is persons who understand and know Grenada. So, I mean, it's so useless, wasting your energy in trying to convince people otherwise into what they see every day. You understand? People know the routine of St. George's, of Grenville, Sauterres, when you can go, right? And so it doesn't make sense wasting the hard-earned money to go somewhere and there's nothing. Right, we understand when the activities are in Grenada and how people, And
that's one of the problems because people tailor their activities to when they know people are going to be around.
Exactly.
So it's like both of them tailor to each other. There's a caller.
Good morning and welcome.
Good morning, gentlemen.
Good morning, sir.
Mr. Scott and Mr. Rumin. And good morning to your listening audience. But, as I listen to you all here, I'm not surprised, man. And I'm not surprised at how they act, and you wouldn't believe it, But there is a soft spot in my heart for them because, just imagine the pain and frustration that lies in these people's heart. I understand some of it because when you know the party that you support will not get into office for the next 20 years. It's hard. When you know your party is about to become an extinct species, it's difficult. Just imagine the last two elections, you don't even win one seat. We must understand how painful it is. So, there are people that will support anything that's anti-government. Just imagine, they know another 15 is on the way. So expect the false narrative to intensify. Don't you believe the success of Carnival kills them, The amount of returning residents and visitors that came to this country. Don't believe, they feel happy about it because they realize that, is a reflection of what is taking place in Grenada. For example, the three events we had the Saturday night before Carnival with the Youth Panorama and Extreme White, some of them go there expecting failure. And what took place? Success at the highest level. I listened to the president of the Pan Association speak. You know what I mean? And the gentleman said, that at some point when he looked at what was taking place, he was so happy that, it brings tears of joy. So, one of the things I want us to look at carefully, Mr. Scott and Devon, I want you all to have a close look at the persons who claim to have all the ideas and solution to Grenada problem. When you look at them, when you look at the personal lives, with all the ideas they're sharing today, they have not done much for themselves. It seems they talk the talk, but they have not walked the walk. I don't know what is happening, Grenville Bus Terminal. I don't know what is happening behind the scenes, but it appears to the public that things there is at a standstill. they also need Mr. Scott and Devon. They also need to change the color and the lower part of the terminal because right now it attracts dirt too easy. You know what I mean? So this is something they must look at very carefully. Before they do the rest of stuff to open up the boots and thing there. Because right now, people will just people lean up, they put a foot right there, and because of the color, man, it starts to look very nasty. You know what I mean? And I hope going forward, they look at that and they look to change the color and the lower part of it. And those who are responsible, like I said, I don't know what is happening behind the scenes, but they need to move with a greater sense of urgency and let us get some more commerce taking part inside of that place. Have a pleasant morning, gentlemen.
All right, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Folks, 4407377. Strange enough, Devon, I have not used the terminal yet. Because I've been driving, I have not taken a bus, and I must fix that. I had to park up the car and go to St. Andrew via bus. Yeah. I like to do that. I like to feel what everybody else feel and what everybody else go through. I can't talk about things unless I go through it too. Well, you could, some things, because certain things me and Granger, right? Yes. But these sort of things,
I still share, some of the sentiments of the caller. As we know, it's a work in progress. The Port Authority have been, taking over the whole running of the bus terminals, and so they have been over the last couple of months gradually increasing the efficiency, of service, and so within. It will take some time, and the busmen and those operating within there, all right, understand, and every day they are coping gradually, hoping and understanding that the future ahead is good for that terminal. There's enough space for improvement, and so together with government, and so I think the Port Authority eventually, right, would expand and put the necessary tools and things to make that bus terminus much more efficient.
But again, it's always important for you, the users, the people who utilize it, to say. Yep. Because the person who manages the Port Authority ain't taking no bus and go there, so they know how that feels. Exactly. They know what, like you want to utilize a bathroom, for instance, and there's a problem with the bathroom. They don't know how that feels. Yeah. So you have to say. Nobody's saying don't say. I'm saying say. You have to say. Because that information would lend into the improvements that has to and can take place. It's like when Cami talks about certain thing on the St. George bus terminal. She says it because she is a user. She is a proprietor at that location, and therefore she understands. And then the busman always by her, so she doesn't know what's going on.
Exactly.
So she knows what is going on. 440-7377.
And 347-329-3101. But again, while we are experiencing this sort of problem within that bus terminus in Grenville, again is the incompetence, right, of some of our politicians, namely members of the NDC during the 2008-2013 reign. Their incompetence, right? That have people come in and fix it. I mean, years later, come on, right? And they try to blow it off, and so you have to take responsibility for some of the things that is going on within.
They ain't go take responsibility.
Yeah, but again, that is why St. Andrews is way gone in competent hands of 4 wonderful women. Good morning and welcome.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Quick call, just driving, but I just want to remind Sheldon that the town is St. George's and the parish is St. George. Thank you very much.
All right, nice.
All right, thank you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, whichever way, everybody know what we're talking about. That's why I say we speak colloquially here. Yeah. We don't try to be grammatically correct and all this kind of thing. You realize how we're talking? Nice, that's how we talk. So, same as we might say St. George's, I might say St. John's, and that kind of thing, when it's really St. John. Or St. George and St. George's, and so I'm just being colloquial.
And remember, I mean, just like any other language that we're trying to, it was a language that was basically taught to our parents and passed down to us. So, there's no perfection in my view. You know, so, hey,
4407377. Let me take a short one here. Short one.
Education is the key to success. I want you to understand that the most important part of education is academics. Yes, man. Whoa. Calling upon parents and guardians, sending your children to school. Cause a good education in this life would be their greatest tool. Respect to the elders and the teachers and those in authority. Remember when you sit down to learn, children, now listen attentively. Because the world that you're going out into will be your greatest teacher. There is no time now to be reluctant, everything.
We have a caller on line. Good morning.
Good morning, Sheldon. Good morning, Devon.
good morning, my friend.
Yeah. But I personally hear a long time since after the election, I hear is the citizen rule, man. The man suffered the election defeater.
No, he's been back out this week.
He surfaced again.
I don't hear the man voice from since.
He
Take care of
surfaced.
Scott. Have a nice day.
All right, he surfaced again.
Oh, man.
And the Constitution is on his mind, as
Yeah.
always.
4407377. That's 4407377. Yeah, he's back out. Yeah, because he knows that the referendum is coming out again. So he's back out. Don't worry about I don't know what to call him, but Mr. Rollo.
Mr. Rollo.
He's out. He's there and about.
Citizen Rollo.
Mm-hmm. Hey, but yesterday you had the prize giving of the carnival for Spice Mass.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you had prize giving yesterday. For yesterday alone, $1,035,000 in prizes were given out.
Wow. So basically, have all the contestants, the
But yeah, that is the $1,035,000 that were given out yesterday. That's prize money.
Wow.
Like for those who come first, second, third, fourth, fifth, I think it is. I think does give prize money up to fifth.
Up to fifth.
So those who came, so the Panorama, the Junior Panorama, the King and Queen of the bands, the Monday Night Mass, all the things. Yeah, Olma, everything. So the prizes for yesterday alone, $1,035,000 in prizes for Spice Mass were given out yesterday. And that is on top of I haven't gotten the figure yet, but the subventions and so on that would have been given for the Calypso tents. Remember, they got their money before the carnival season. The Steel Pan, they got their money way early this year. They got their subvention and so early. And the mass bands and so would have gotten their subventions as well. So they got their subventions way before the carnival. So that's how much thousands of dollars were given out there again to assist the different organizations. And then yesterday, the prize money is now $1,035,000.
Do you have a breakdown as to?
No, don't have a breakdown.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but $1,035,000 were given out yesterday to the different But we know what the organizations are. We know the winners for Spice Mass. So these are the prizes for the winners in Spice Mass. They were given that yesterday. I assume sometime later today we may be getting a release in relation, because the ceremony took place at the National Stadium yesterday. So we should be getting a release from whichever organization in relation to it. I know Mr. Sithahal was also awarded there's a new organization, the Professional Artists Organization, what do they call it, Zim? The Grenada Professional Artists Association or something like that. They have a new organization where all of the artists, we're not talking about Calypso associations here, performing artists in general. They have an association, and they would have awarded Mr. Kirk Sithahal yesterday. They would have given him an award yesterday. I think was he doing that? Leonie and Dash, I think was he doing that yesterday? Yeah, so they have done that. All right. So Spice Mass, yeah. Now it's time to look over and see how the Spice Mass went, the numbers that came in, if we need to sharpen up on anything, if you need to sharpen up on something at the airport, need to sharpen up on something either when people go in or when people come in, need to sharpen on something at the different facilities where people are staying, the hotels, the guest houses or so, or at the shows and all that kind of thing. So you do your, I hate to use the word post-mortem. It sounds so...
so deadish. Watch, but has Spice Mass Corporation like said if they basically that they break even or there was a profit, or did they give any other financial thing.
If they give any other
like financial tips, for example, in terms of the profitability this year.
You wouldn't know that yet.
Okay.
That wouldn't be an immediate something. It will take a while because you have to go through your ticket sales, you have to go through your expenses and so on. I'm pretty sure that there are still bills going into SpiceMass. I'm pretty sure that SpiceMass is still collecting bills from service providers and still making payments to service providers and all of that. So it will take a little while before you're able to fully take the entire thing in its entirety and say, this is what we've been profitable, we've been able to break even, or we've fallen short, or whatever it is. It's going to take a couple of weeks before you can do that, because you have to do it properly. You can't just go vai. It's going to take a couple of weeks before they can do that. You can have an interim report, but I've not seen that. Yeah, indeed. 440-7377. That's 440-7377. I believe we have a call online.
Good morning and welcome. Good morning. Hello.
Hello. Okay, that person probably changed their mind. Yeah, 440-7377. That's our 440-7377. That's the number for you to call and get on to the inside of today's program.
Good morning to all of you on the live, and good wherever you are. Pleasant Grenadian morning. Yeah,
And just a
mix.
And just a reminder again, Saturday barbecue.
Yes.
Granbra Community Center.
Southwest constituency. $20 a ticket. Yeah, you getting barbecue, pork, chicken, fish, ina lambi. I can't say lambi.
No, you ain't lucky.
A popular DJ, and so go there and mingle, meet the parliamentary rep, Honorable Yolande Bain Horsford and her team. And so, who has been, awesome in the organizing of this thing for years. So go out there, have fun, bring the family, and support a worthy cause. Because remember too, a lot of these fundraising held especially by Honorable Yolande Bain Horsford, it goes into some very, very important and so projects that she has undergone over a number of years. One of them in particular, right, is the every Wednesday. Right, she has that program for the elder citizens, right, where they gather together at Granbra Community Center, or so sometimes they go out on trips and so, and that is something.
The golden years.
Yeah, the golden years, and that is something that she took on personally, even out of office, while the New National Party was out of office, and so she continuously, bring that program on, and I must congratulate her for her. Those shut-ins, the elderly citizens, and so she and her team made them feel warm and comfortable every Wednesday, and kudos to her for that.
Yes, indeed, folks. And the phone number you can call to get in, 440-7377. That's a 440-7377.
And 347-329-3101.
So remember, you have the barbecue. And folks, remember, those of you in the town of St. George, remember, they're going to be fogging today. Yeah, they're going to be fogging today in the town of St. George from 5 p.m. Yeah, we've got to eradicate those mosquitoes. You can't really get rid of them totally, but let me lower the number.
Control them.
Yeah, so because remember, you still might have things like dengue, Zika, Vika, all kind of thing. I don't know. All kind of thing, or the yellow fever, chikungunya.
And the Ministry of Health team is there in the St. George area already. I've seen them when I was coming up on top of Cemetery Hill in the bus loads.
Place. And that kind of thing. So they're there. All right. And then remember, next week, Wednesday, organize. Make that a date, because don't let people tell you about the CCJ. You come for yourself and find out about the Caribbean Court of Justice. You come for yourself and find out about the CCJ. All right. So Prime Minister of Barbados, Mia Amor Motley, she will be presenting the feature address next week at that activity. Yeah, that activity will be taking place at the Grenada Trade Center next week, Wednesday, and it's going to be starting from 6 p.m. So make a special effort to attend. We're looking forward to seeing you there. Make a special effort to attend. All right. And the theme of that conference is going to be Break the Chains of Colonialism for a United Caribbean. So you can come there and you can hear the various presentations and so on that will be delivered. Yeah, including the feature address by Prime Minister Mia Amor Motley. A lot of Grenadians like that lady, boy. They really like that lady. Yeah, she run for election here.
She has a command.
She ain't gonna beat Doc, but she'll come a nice second.
Yeah, she could command. I mean, the whole you put her in an area, and she has total command over it. I mean, over the years she has built Sheldon. I mean, even while she was in government, and then out of government became opposition leader, then was put out and then return, and hey, victory is there and a clean sweep. Like the advice from Doc and so was coming in over the years, so.
Yes, and now good morning to you, Louisa. We're seeing you there, and hey, Nikki, just seeing you there, girl. Yeah, I hope I haven't seen you whole carnival means here, Yeah, that's no way to treat your lineman partner. No, so we does move, right? Nice. All right, Deanne, and so I'm seeing all of you there. Good morning to each and every one of you. All right, nice, beautiful. And again, the phone number 440-7377. That's 440-7377. That's the number for you to get on the inside. One of the things that we've heard from the some of the people that have been saying they do not support the Caribbean Court of Justice, their argument has been that they prefer to have a group of individuals who understand nothing about the Caribbean, know nothing about Caribbean people and so on, and are out there in this European and Eurocentric box, that these people with this colonial mindset, who in their minds would have seen us as chattel slaves and so on previously, that this group of people must sit and judge cases for those of us down here in the Caribbean. They say they have no problem with that. They prefer that than one of their own having a say in how things come out for them. And here's the other thing. They say that, but then you counter, you say, but on the Caribbean Court of Justice, there are two justices who are not from the Caribbean. Yeah? So, whereas with the Privy Council, it's only these UK bred and these guys that went to Eton and Oxford and all these kind of universities and so aristocratic kind of guys that are there in the Privy Council. Nobody from the Caribbean and so. These are the guys that are there to judge your case and so. While that is the case there, with the Caribbean Court of Justice, yes, you have one. You have a justice from the UK. But you also have one who is from, I'm forgetting the country, the Netherlands. And then you have those from the Caribbean region. So you have a mixture. You have the person who would see it from, see everything from an outsider's perspective. So you have two people who would see it from an outsider's perspective. And then you have the others who would see it from the insider's perspective. I was born and raised in the Caribbean. I played cricket with bamboo, not bamboo bat, with coconut bat. With them ball, I used to make the ball, I give me a wrap up.
Plastic ball.
Wrap up.
Plastic bag, you heat it.
Yeah, and you wrap up until you make it. That's what they know about and all this kind of thing. So that the understanding, the judgments that come out from the Caribbean Court of Justice, in my view, would be more balanced to the Caribbean region, in that, yes, you have the outsider's perspective, but you also have the insider's perspective. Whereas with the Privy Council, the only thing you have there is that Eurocentric perspective of us as people that has grow banana that we just send for them. Not telling you it may sound sort of repugnant to some persons, but that is how many of them in Europe see us. The people and them that has grow banana and so, and send fruits. Yeah? Or the place that they come and they go and they lime and we come and we serve them drinks and that sort of thing. That's how some of them, the aristocratic level, that's how some of them see us and perceive us down here.
Sheldon, you have a little post there from Depot.
You have a post there from Depot? If it's not a post, then you could just build a house on it. Let me see. Condolences to the family. Okay. Depot is saying he wants to extend condolences to the family of Leonard Jr. Warwood. That's Grenada's honorary consul in Montreal on his passing. Yeah. So that's Grenada's Honorary Council in Montreal. Leonard Jr. Warwood, he has passed to the great beyond, and indeed our condolences go to him and his family. Yes, indeed. 440-7377, 440-7377.
And 347-329-3101. So, one of the things I can't understand with a lot of us, the reasoning with some of in terms of the preference between the CCJ and the Privy Council. All right? I mean, for decades, for years, since I know myself, right, Grenadians were exposed to the Privy Council. Now, when you look at the results, the affordability to get there, how many Grenadians have been afforded that opportunity to hear, to get justice in any fair way? How many Grenadians were able to afford, right, the thousands, hundreds of thousands of dollars to go to England just to get justice? Right? I mean, there's no comparison in my view. No comparison, right? The other option is clear. We have judges, persons who are more related to the Caribbean, who understand Caribbean people much more. The costs, right, will be substantially, lower than what it is right now, right? I mean, you won't even have to leave your country, Grenada, to go to have a hearing, right, based on the technology that's available. I mean, what more can we...
And you can't do that with the Privy Council now.
You can't.
And here's this, huh? Remember, if a man commits murder here in Grenada, murder, kill somebody, yeah? God forbid, a man commits murder, somebody who is in prison here on a murder charge right now, if they want to go to the final court of appeal, they want to fight the case right down to the last, they can go to the Privy Council. Not that they can physically leave Grenada and go, but they can have lawyers go and represent them in the UK and not spend a cent. Not spend a single cent. A murderer.
Pro bono.
Yeah, a murderer can have a case argued before the Privy Council and not spend a single cent. But you, John Brown Grenadian, who law-abiding, but might have a little issue that you think you could win if you appeal it. You have information that if you appeal it to the final court, that you could get through with it. You can go to the Privy Council because you had to pay. A murderer do have to pay, but you have to pay. Is that right? Is that fair?
No.
Yeah?
Justice, justice must be swift and
justice for all, right?
And it must be for all. It must not just be for a selected few or for those who can afford it, or for those who may, given the opportunity of free counseling or whatever. It must be for every single Grenadian. That is what we want. We want to make sure that whoever has an issue legally to deal with, and they figure that they are dealt, unfair, they have redress. Right? They have redress.
The businessman who might have an issue in relation to some copyright or in relation to some aspect of business that has a serious case that they can argue and wants to go to the final court of appeal. But then when he realized the amount of money I'm going to spend to go to the Privy Council,
makes sense.
That ain't making no sense. I go bankrupt my business going to the Privy Council. That ain't make no sense.
Think about our artists, Calypsonians and all this thing, the whole question of the copyright and everything. Imagine where would our Calypsonian or one Calypsonian, right, if he has to fight an issue with a particular person or company, right, who might outpour him when it comes to spending. Imagine that. You have to go to the Privy Council when you know you can win, right?
Yeah, because suppose your song is used in a movie and the movie comes and makes millions
of dollars. And what do you get? Nothing.
You ain't get nothing.
No, that's not justice. We have an opportunity, right, artists as with all citizens, to be afforded legal, representation, right, in the best possible way, the easiest possible way, and so cheap, right, and not just that, we have one of the best set of lawyers and judges, right, in my view, around the world. We have it. We have judges and lawyers who have represented the Caribbean all over, right? And so we have it. We have It's the same law schools most of our lawyers and judges in the Caribbean went to and studied. It's the same law school these other guys went to, right? But they just happen to be in the bigger country, the UK and whatever. But it's the same law school, right? Same qualification, right? So what make the difference? It's all about money.
But we do have the international judges on the CCJ as well. So the argument about you want just people who don't know anything about you and no connect, the justice from the Netherlands, who did he go to school with in the Caribbean, who even know in the Caribbean and that kind of thing. The justice from the UK, the same kind of thing. So it's not an argument. Yeah. It's not a serious argument. It's been the main argument, but it's not a serious argument as far as I'm concerned for persons who understand what is taking place with the CCJ. And who the information is online, somebody could easily go and find that. There are no excuses, yeah? So someone can easily go and find that information as well. All right? 440-7377, that's the number. We have roughly about 30 minutes remaining on Hard Talk for today. KB, yeah, we calling you out there. We say it's time to come and talk. Time to come and talk. We at the mid-year mark too. This has been a very interesting year so far. Yeah, the amount of things I see. Honorable Kinja Maturin, so she making a little boast day. She have a piece of road 300 feet concrete,
Yeah,
concrete road 300. No, but she have a right to boast there because I know that area, brother. If you used to see that area before, I know the area that she's talking about there. And if you used to see that area before, I know the people in the area are really glad. We passed
through some areas when we were in Caracou, Wasn't none of these areas we passed through that.
No, we didn't pass through that specific area.
Yeah, I know we
didn't pass through that specific area when we went through Caracou. We didn't pass through that specific area. It's close by. It's close to it, but it's not one of them that we passed into. We didn't pass in that particular road. And Lisa Marie, we didn't pass through that particular road. Yeah, Lisa and them had to park down the road and all kind of thing, the paving and all sorts of things. People wonder in the election about to go in Caracou again because they say the speed can take off with they don't understand what's going on. Yeah.
She understands the needs of our people, the community, and so she's trying with the resources that is available to her. She's ensuring that everyone is got a taste of what of development. She's not just holding out. What can be done, and the resources are there to get it done. It's done. Good morning and welcome.
I don't know why I listen to you two guys so often,
Oh, because you love us. Because you love us.
Good morning, gentlemen.
Good morning.
Good morning, ma'am.
Romain, tell your partner when he comes along Cemetery Hill, sometimes he must look and see who is going up Cemetery Hill.
Oh.
Yesterday show,
Morning,
Sheldon.
You see, they call it Cemetery Hill. So I try not to see what I'm not supposed to see.
I know, you're afraid of that.
All right, you understand what's going on?
That fella, right, he say, whole time your boy when I'm dead, put job on my tombstone. No, you get earthquake. Oh, my goodness. I'm calling to let you know that we are sending out a contingent of 12 persons, namely the Conception Dance Theater, to the Grenada Day event in New York taking place this weekend. There are two big Grenada Days, one in Toronto on Saturday, and the other is taking place in New York on the Sunday. And the initiative of the Cultural Foundation, the Ministry of Culture, the Minister of Culture in particular, we are able to get these persons out. Apparently, they've been invited and been trying to go to Grenada Day since 2013, and we're very pleased to know that we are able to achieve that. They are going to be bringing some real good cultural dances to that event, which is going to be different. As you know, a lot of it has been the soca artists going out there, and we thought that it was very important. When I say we, I'm referring to, of course, the Cultural Foundation here, that we export or quality culture, because the Conception Dance Company, they're known for their expertise and their professionalism. So we're very, very proud to know that we're able to send them out to the diaspora to keep our culture alive. They're going to be doing a number of the PK, the ballet, a number of the dances too that they did for Carrie Festa not too long ago. And we expect that the folks in the diaspora, and a lot of them listen to you, will certainly turn out in their numbers to witness their performance. They're going to also be linking up with what is called, I think it's U.S. Youth Quake, the Grenada Youth Quake, the contingent that remained up there and kept the Youth Quake flag flying. They are going to be linking with them for the singing aspect to their presentation and so on and so forth. So we're very excited and we're very happy to know that we are able to get them out there. It was quite a task, and we want to thank the Grenada Tourism Authority, also NLA, for participating as partners in making this initiative possible. When I look at who is going, I see a number of young persons, Sheldon, and it brought home the initiative of the government when they speak about the performing arts. You know that arts is now part of the Ministry of Culture, and they speak about young people and our talented young people. And here is an opportunity, because the majority of them are probably within their 20s, some of them are teenagers, an opportunity to go there and showcase their talent. And that is so significant as it relates to the government's commitment to ensuring that we keep our culture and our arts and our young people in the mix and alive. So I just want to wish them the very best and go there and ensure that, and I know they will, I mean, if you're familiar with their performances, make Grenada proud. Yeah?
Yes, indeed. And you
mentioned share
mentioned
that with you all in the midst of all the good things that you speak about on a daily basis.
But you mentioned something, and you piqued my interest again. Whatever happened with the Spice Isle Youth Quake?
I'm not sure. They've fragmented over a period of time, and this is why you have a number of them went to the United States, especially in the Brooklyn area. People like Natifa, St. Louis, quite a few of them, and they continue, and they call themselves Quake USA. Yeah? So that is a derivative of the whole Spice Island Youth Quake.
You want back with Spice in it.
But they no longer exist as that one contingent. And we must give credit to the ones who traveled and still continue to maintain that group and keep them intact. You do hear of them from time to time when there are things like independence and other Grenadian activities in the diaspora. You will hear of their performing, keeping all the traditional dances and songs together. So I think they still have a presence in our cultural landscape, in spite of the fact they're not here at home. Yeah?
But
so that is good, Sheldon. We felt very heartened to know that a group like Conception, who can certainly just concentrate on modern dance only, continue to keep the traditional dances alive. There are other groups who do it as well, yeah? And we're very pleased for that, because we have to ensure that we preserve what is our tradition along the way. In spite of the fact that culture is alive and evolves and so on, there are certain hallmarks within the cultural landscape that needs to be preserved. And I'm very happy to know that they are going out there, not going to dance to Buju Banton or Shabarangs or whoever they want to call it these days, but certainly taking our music and our culture and ensuring that they can showcase it in such a great way.
That's wonderful.
It really is a pleasure.
We were having a discussion earlier this week in relation to some of our traditions, especially in relation to games and so that children play, and some aspects of our culture. For instance, making a kite.
Yeah.
Putting your starch on the string so that you can't get caught, making zwill and top and all these sort of things.
Nobody using starch these days in that sense.
Yeah, understand. Some people don't even starch clothes. So
exactly.
I starch mine sometimes, and my suits and them. But anyhow, is there any plan by the Cultural Foundation to have a day that can engage the youth, that we could have all of our children, the different schools, primary school, or a period of time around the independence period when we could show them how to make a top, how to use a top, or how to make a yo-yo, and how to make one, or a zwill, or these different sorts of things, that we could bring the children from the primary school and the secondary school system through and show them. Is there anything planned like that for around the independence time or any time?
Well, I would say to you, not at this time, but certainly as you raise it, there is certainly room for that. I know in the Rainbow City Festival recently, you saw the ruler and a few of the old time things, you know, and people were all excited about it. But you do have a point there, and not only from that perspective, but also from the school itself, the initiative within the school itself. At Independence Time, you see a lot of creativity coming out, and probably that can be a competition. You know, people like a lot of competition to see who can come up with the most original but innovative, what do you call that, toy, whether it's a kite or a top, or as you say, a yo-yo, or whatever the case may be. Because one of the things that we notice technology certainly has done to that aspect of our lives, it has changed it completely. And our children are no longer involved or have an interest. I'm very happy when I see a father taking out a son or a daughter to play some game, or to fly a kite or something like that. And again, Sheldon, a lot of these things they have to start in the home. You know, we as the older ones have to bring that to our children. I do recall my daughter as a child, cocoa tree in the area, make a kite and show her how to make kite. We stand up in the road and we fly it.
And they said the man with the cocoa loot still alive.
That initiative as well as people. You know, what I can tell you, funny enough that you would raise that, because the Conception Dance Company, they are going to be engaging in ring games at the event as well. And you know, that is very participatory. So a lot of people are going to get involved in some of the ring games that they're going to be doing. We have something called and sorry to use the word something, one of our activities is the Anti-Tech Festival. And within that time, we have our bonfire night and a lot of ring games. Auntie Nani Tread the Needle. I heard one of the soca artists adding it into his soca this year.
Koro. That would have been 2 years ago.
Well,
Koro.
exactly.
Yeah.
And a lot of ring games are played at that particular event. And we try to encourage the young children to get involved in that. So it's a process. It continues. And I do believe there's room for a lot more to happen as well, Sheldon.
All right. We'd like to thank you so very much, and continue keeping us informed of what is taking place with the Grenada Cultural Foundation, culture in general. And we'd like to once again congratulate the Conception Dance Theatre for going out there to fly the flag of Grenada in New York. Yeah?
Indeed. And Sheldon, take my advice. Do not drive on no bus to Grenville.
Why? Why?
It's not easy, you know. Sheldon, I can get very graphic with a drive on a bus to Grenville. It's another tone of voice and another character that I can relive and give you the experience of what it will take to drive on a bus to Grenville. But I won't do that today.
Oh, Lord.
Because I'm telling you, but my little advice to you, don't drive on a bus.
Fluffy,
No,
Fluffy, I hope you're listening.
Fluffy Rex.
And them listening to you.
Fluffy will take good care of you. Fluffy will take good
And
care of you.
Rex and them fellas and them and Ram, they listening
Bulldog,
to you. You know?
Bulldog and all of them listening, eh?
They listening to you. Okay.
You better be driving right through it, because if you try to go on a bus for Grenville now,
Pray
no
to
problem.
Ram, Fluffy, I know those guys will take good care of you. But I like to tell you, it's quite an experience, you know.
No, but usually
It's
I
a
do.
wonderful-
It's
it's a
only
wonderful
these days I
experience.
drive, but I mean, I usually do.
I do that.
Accustomed, you see, something when you're accustomed to something, and when you're not accustomed to it, it's something else, you know. And Sheldon, I don't feel you're accustomed to a Grenville ride over Granitang.
Who tell you?
That's the best ride you can get.
Next thing when you reach to the top of the granite tank, you say, drop me, I want to vomit, you know.
No. Listen, Sherms, you forget where you're married from?
Yes, sir.
All right, good. That should answer all.
You sure was bus you used to take?
One advice I have for you, Shoma.
Both sides.
You better put down that ride and start riding some buses.
Well, you know, I rode on bus from Grenville to town many times, you know, and back.
How long?
You remember where I'm from?
How long? How long?
Is them open back bus and things Shuma talking about it?
No.
When was the last time you rode on a bus to go either Sotez or Grenville?
Before the revo.
No, that's not true. 19 somebody.
She said 19. Oh my God, Shoma.
1980 somebody.
Oh Lord, Shoma.
Oh my
Auntie
goodness.
Shums, enjoy the rest of your day. Don't let everyone get your tie up there today. Enjoy the rest of your day today.
Have a wonderful day, my dear.
Both of you, it's a pleasure listening to you guys.
Thank
Carrie,
you.
good morning to you, my dear. All the best to you.
Thank you. Take care. Sister Shoma said, since 1980 something, you know.
Well, leave that alone, eh?
That is when them board buses are still running.
I went over the Granite Tang on a board bus.
Of not only Granite Tang, we travel in board bus all
I
around.
make around the island. On
Yeah,
board bus
Liberty and Mayfair and all these guys.
I remember the name of the one I was
Sweet
on.
Roses and that kind of,
I don't remember the name of the one I was on, but I know I was on
you
one.
still have a few around, but it's more controlled by some of the guys in the tourist industry and so.
You know, I'm watching
Sensation
something
and
here.
so.
You know who that is? I'm watching a video online. Spice Isle Youthquake, the thing they said Dublin 1981, 1983. And I'm watching a particular person stand up in front singing. And I'm absolutely sure I know who this person is. And Spice Isle Youthquake is actually still in operation. Youthquake is still in operation. They do perform from time to time. They do little performances, and so maybe not as active as before, where you used to hear about them like right through.
Hello?
Good morning and welcome.
Yes,
morning.
go right ahead.
Oh.
Your live caller, go right ahead.
Yeah, Sheldon.
Yes, sir.
Artist Shoma talking about there was Jab King, man.
Yeah, no, I realize that, yeah. She talked about Jab King did it as well, yeah.
Okay.
All right, thank you. Yeah, man, my partner Jab King, he do it as well. Yeah. I wonder what else Youthquake had there. Spice Isle Youthquake was connected in some way to the Catholic Church. It was an organization, actually Catholic Church.
There was that element of religious, coming out of there.
Yeah.
Because most of the choirs and so originated basically from the churches and through the schools and that sort of thing, So they would have definitely have.
Yeah, we get shake with a quake yesterday and day before, so you take a Youthquake this time.
Yeah,
take a Youthquake. If there's 1981, 1983.
Wow.
These people definitely older than me, huh?
Yeah.
By now.
Yeah.
And that's in Dublin, Ireland.
Yeah, I was a teenager then. Young teenager.
It's amazing what you find on YouTube, if you know where to look. 4407377, that's the number for you to call and get on to the inside today. All right, definitely we have roughly about 13 minutes or so remaining on the program, and also 13 minutes or so remaining in the morning. Yeah, after that 13 minutes is no longer morning, and the morning of the 23rd day of August 2018 will be officially over, and you ain't getting it back. So I hope that you did something this morning that you could probably remember for the rest of your life.
Yeah. You know, Sheldon, a long time I haven't touched on that. I've been following some news internationally and so on, especially in the United States. What we find in
real time.
Yeah, some very interesting things going on within the White House and basically the presidency of the United States.
We've gone to interfere with Trump any business for?
No, but it's not just Trump, but the entire how so many persons and so that are being indicted and it is right
fake
now.
News.
Well, that's what he's saying, but the evidence is there.
Fake news.
Yeah, he continued to talk about
Trump business,
witch hunt and thing, but again, it's there for us to grasp and understand how that system works.
For you to grasp and understand me,
I pay attention to it because it's very important, because these are these guys are the same kind of crackers and so that make
no, Devon, take that back. Don't make them kind of statement, man. We have a lot of people who listen to don't do that, Devon. Please don't do that. Take back that word that you just used. Take it back, please.
Yeah, well,
don't do that.
My apologies for that.
Yeah, let me keep a certain standard on it. Let me not end up like other people. If they want to go down that road, let them go down.
I ain't ending up like that by
what I'm saying is this: we have all sorts of people that listen to the program, and we can't be making that kind of statement.
I took it back. Took it back. So
let's be careful with that. Nice.
But the decisions and so that those persons make out there eventually affects what goes on here in the Caribbean and so on, even more people within the United States. And so again, it's very important for us as people to pay attention, right, to what is going on and so around the world, because when it comes tumbling down, we definitely will be affected by it.
Yes, indeed. And folks, next week, Friday, the St. David's constituency, they will be having a fundraiser at the constituency office in Las Vegas. Some of you people in St. David's, my good friends up there, you all still going to the old office in Corinth? No, they're not there. They moved, they further up. So you're dropping just before Natural Works, where the road used to be real bad, and then Honorable Oliver come and he fix it nice and thing. They do a properly constructed thing. Yeah, right. So right there, you're stopping there. That's where the constituency office is now. They're having a fundraiser next week, Friday. And they are lamby waters, big fish cake, fried jacks, pigfoot sauce, barbecue pork, chicken, them kind of things. So we have a caller online.
Good morning and welcome.
Oops, they're gone. Yeah, give us a call back, caller. Yeah, so they're having that next week, Friday, at the St. David's constituency office. So they have lamby waters, bakes and fish cake, fried jacks, pigfoot sauce, barbecue pork, barbecue chicken, and a solid bar with a very popular DJ. That popular DJ online, that man does get playing everything, Everything that man game playing, Dread. That man game playing everything. So 440-7377.
Also don't forget on Saturday, evening at 5, Gramba Community Center, right? The annual barbecue put on by the Southwest Constituency Branch, right? Headed by Honorable Yolande B. in Horsford. Go out there and support. It starts at 5, right? Barbecue, a solid bar awaits you, and a popular DJ, all right?
So outside of Mitchell's Health and Wellness, who does put on a little exercise thing? Everybody putting on barbecue and all kind of things. Somebody put on a health thing too,
right after the barbecue. Good morning and welcome.
Good morning. Am I still live on the program?
Yes, you are.
Oh my gosh.
Hello?
The call back.
Okay, no problem. All right. Yes, if you had a call to get us off the program, you had a call.
Next 10 minutes.
Yeah, about that so. Yeah. And you should guess, nice? You should guess at that time, so. In the interim, 440-7377, that's 440-7377. I said the first part of the year, we looking down the barrel now, because, but believe it or not, the year nearly done,
It's finished. September is here, almost here.
I still hearing fireworks crackling in my ears from New Year's Day. Still hearing it crackling in my ears. And imagine the year is almost done. We have had an election. The results kind of come out.
The election, look at So many things happened this year and so quick.
Yeah.
You understand?
You've had some infrastructural projects, and so I'm seeing a lot of work. I've seen an increased intensity on that project, the Silver Sands project.
Yeah.
Like they're really pushing to try and have an opening later this year.
Very soon.
They're really pushing on that project. There's also that project up in La Vera, the La Vera project, that a bit of work is going on up there right now, and some projects in Carriacou and so on. So quite a few projects, and all of them seem to be pushing and increasing in their intensity, which is why you're basically getting in real trouble to get a bag of cement. Yeah,
man.
You can't see cement here. You get in trouble to get. In fact, I think Prime Minister would have mentioned in his last press outing that he has spoken to the producers, to Trinidad itself, to see if they could increase the amount that we get coming to Grenada, because we need it.
Mm-hmm.
We need increased amounts.
At one point in time,
yeah, we need increased amounts here. So that is taking place as well. So quite a bit is taking place on the island. Yeah, we had people that resigned from certain position. Not in we party, but another party, we had people that resigned from the position and gone. Other people take over. Right now they're waiting to go into what convention they have to go to?
Convention.
Yeah, we have our convention coming up.
Yeah,
we have our convention coming up later this year in November, I think. I wonder if it's November, I think, yeah. We have convention coming up too.
It will be very interesting looking at the convention of the NDC as to the I mean, no surprise as to, in my view, what would happen, but we're very, very interested as to what its members, present members, will tolerate at this point in time, because
you need a crystal ball to read that future.
It's just gimmick, just recycling, used paper over and over again. So
Devon could see it, I can't see it.
No, nothing new. It's just
more of the same. More of the same.
Yeah. Ian, good morning to you.
Yes. All right. So I'm seeing Augustine, James is there, Wallet is there as well, Depot. New terminologies. The truth is not the truth.
Hey, Giuliani.
What you may see and what you may hear is not what you see and what you hear. Alternative facts and more to come. Yeah, that's Giuliani.
Rudy Giuliani. Yeah, Depot.
Depot, yeah. When they're ready for you, when you're going back through again, I will hear about you.
Depot, are you there? I need to know what name that thing was sent on. So if you could just send that information for me, that would be great. All right, the name, exactly whose name it came on, and so. All right.
Yeah, and I'm waiting on the T-shirt still.
Yeah.
Depot, I'm waiting on the T-shirt still.
The little American come and go back here, enjoy himself, man.
The T-shirt was supposed to have been worn last week Saturday.
In Panorama.
Yeah. Well, no, in the steel.
What they call it, in the steel thing, yeah. On
it was
Saturday
supposed to have been worn last week Saturday.
I forgot all about that T-shirt.
Yeah, that's when it was supposed to.
I don't know if it's there and we didn't collect it or.
Probably.
Yeah, or the communication got,
Probably just waiting for me down there to come and then do the hand me down there.
So Depot, hey, let us know, especially about the that stuff there. Tell me exactly whose name it's on, so we can start doing what needs to be done.
Yes, indeed. Folks, we just have a couple minutes remaining. We could take a quick call for 440-7377
and 347-329-3101.
Yeah,
yes.
At 12 we're out.
Yes, Walland. We did have a project in Grenada where to make cement and so with the aid of Cuba back in the revolution. Wow.
Yeah, there was a cement plant here. That would have been nice.
I know.
And that cement boats at a time too.
Yeah.
That them boat make out of cement. I know.
The fishing trawlers and so. Yeah. The last place I saw one was way down in the south, where you have the bird sanctuary somewhere. Yeah, that's where they.
Where?
Hog Island Jetty.
Hog Island Jetty.
Yeah. The bridge. Exactly. That's where I saw it. Good morning and welcome.
Hello.
Good morning.
Hello. Let me try here. Hello, good morning. Okay, they hung up.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, he had boat made out of cement. We had some trawlers here from Cuba and so.
without a cement.
Yeah, and hey, the one that's down there, you can see, and that's how many years.
It's still a one there?
Well, I don't know if they move it by now, right? But down there, I mean,
as I say, certain things are going to, certain things I ain't going to. You have to tell me.
Yeah.
I ain't going to about them things. That is one thing. I don't play fast and play like I know what I don't know. I want to ask question. All right. Yeah, 4407377. Still have a couple minutes. You can make a quick one. Quick input before we go. Just a reminder again to those of you in case you're just joining us. Today, the town of St. George, the fogging will commence at 5 p.m. So those of you within the town of St. George, the fogging crew, they'll be passing through at 5 p.m. today. And tomorrow, they'll be heading up to Mount Moritz. So Mount Moritz, you can see the guys and ladies heading through tomorrow morning, telling you all so is the case. Right. And then after that thing, we have a caller.
Good morning and welcome.
Hello, good morning.
Hello.
Morning.
Good morning, Mr. Scott.
Morning, sir. How are you?
Good morning to you, Mr. Devon.
Good morning to you, sir.
Mr. Scott, since after the election, I find things are sort of slow within the political districts and so. I cannot remember a meeting I've held in the St. John's area since after election. To me, the party sort of you all are on the air, you all are thinking, but I'm not getting advice that the party is energized at all. As I said, I could guarantee that we have not had a real meeting. They had a convention at the General Council. I didn't even well informed about it. In any case, that is not a major thing. The thing is that there are some projects that are sleeping, and we're not hearing enough about it, and the critics out there are giving all information, and I think we should bring us up to date. Even on some of the GIS programs, they play back a lot of the old programs, and they're not bringing us up to date on GIS as to new stands. For instance, we've been hearing people. You would just give some light on it. People have been saying all different things about the school books, about it, and different programs. And the minister did came out in the press conference and explained, and the permanent secretary. But before, things seem to be dormant, and the party need to be energized and wake up. The sleeping projects, the Guab Health Center, which was rumored that it would have the groundbreaking ceremony would have started before Carnival. We ain't hearing anything. I think we need to energize and keep going. There is a rumor out there. The opposition is spreading a rumor out there that the gentleman, the Prime Minister's son, is getting $20 million, $20,000. Is a rumor up to this.
No, it's not just a rumor again that not just a hold on. It's not just a rumor. It's a lie.
Hello, I hear you.
It's not just a rumor. It's a lie.
A lie.
Yeah, okay, I can tell you that. It's not just a rumor. It's a lie.
A rumor again that that the government have not paid NIS no contribution for a long time.
Again,
I'm
that's
saying
a lie.
that we need to get those airs clear, and I keep saying that and over the time, that when we get this kind of information, while you don't have to answer to everything, but there are some strategic things that go out that we need to be on top of, and I definitely mean that. I said it before that there are orchestrated people out there planned and destroying the government, and if the party and the government doesn't sit down and put things together, the rumors go. As you were saying before, the Grenadian might know better, but when you send it out to the outside world, when you send it out to people like America and so on, it can have some rebound. So please, you have been doing a good job, I said before already, but we need to see more of it. I'm not satisfied that GIS is bringing us up to date, and there are rumors out there that we need to be cleared. Thank you.
All right, no problem.
All right, Brother Cliff, take care. Wow.
No, the thing is, one of the things that I try to do, that Devon tried to do, that we try to do here at Hard Talk, is make sure that when we're responding to something, that we had to come back and tell nobody, sorry, we made a mistake. So we hear some of the things that you hear as well. Yeah? And it's not that I just immediately ignore it and say, okay, that's false or so. We want to get the proper information so that when we respond to something properly. If somebody talk about something today, If I have the information in front of me and I could speak on it, or Devon has the information and we could speak on it today, we're going to speak on it today. If it's going to take us a little while to find out specific so that we could come and then speak on it afterwards, we will do that. It's not that we're ignoring the issue, it's that we're putting together the proper information, the truthful and factual information, so that when we come to you, because we've heard this thing about government not paying NIS before. The former political leader of the National Democratic Congress, Mr. Nazim Burke, a couple of years ago, came with that nonsense at an NDC press conference. And he was saying that how the NNP is not paying the NIS. Only when the information came out, as requested by Honorable Tobias Clement in Parliament, when the information came out, it was the total opposite. The same individual who was accusing the government of not paying the NIS was guilty of doing that as the Minister of Finance, because they were collecting workers' payments and not paying it into the NIS as ought to have been done under a Ministry of Finance that he led. And it was this new National Party administration at the point in time that not only had to be paying the contributions of workers who are under the present system, but had to be paying the backlog that was left in place by him. But yet still he was there on television gallivanting that government not paying the NIS and government not paying the NIS. So we always, and if we came out immediately and respond, you wouldn't have gotten the information that you got at that point in time of what was taking place. So it takes some time. As to the political tempo at this point in time, I understand, yes. But you also have to understand, there's also a little too much of something. You've just come out from an election campaign. The political tempo for last year leading up to March 13 general election would have been very high. You'd have had a lot of political programs, stuff on the internet, all over. You had a lot of political stuff going on at that point in time. And elections have come and elections have gone. The focus now is not as much on the politics in this small, short period here. It's on governance. Number one, some of the projects, the government projects, because of the reconstruction of ministries, in other words, you now have like the Ministry of Environment and so, which was not there before, you've had to go back to Parliament to get funding to place under those. Some of the projects may have shifted under there. Some projects may have shifted from one ministry to another. Administratively, it means that some of those projects would go on hold for a short period of time while the funds are allocated or shifted or so. And that has taken place now, and you're going to see the rollout. But while you see the rollout now, remember as well that you're getting ready to start the next budget cycle. Yeah? Because government basically stops spending in a serious way by when? October or so? Generally, October, November. They stop spending in a serious way, except your monthly bills. Because you're preparing at that point in time, you're preparing now to read your budget. Yeah? And then you read your budget, and then by January, February, you start your spending and so on again, and you do what you have to do. So it's a cycle. So it's not a situation that projects, you just stop projects and that sort of thing. But in some instances, with some projects, they have now shifted from one ministry to another ministry, one department to another department. And the short break in what is taking place with those are because you now have different administration taking care of that, and the funds have to be shifted to a different ministry to take care of that. That is what was done in Parliament recently when you heard certain people saying government come and they asked for more money. They didn't ask for more money. But you could not spend money that was earmarked for the Ministry of Health under the new Ministry of Environment. The money had to be brought back to Parliament, and you said, well, okay, this money that was supposed to be under the Ministry of Health and the Environment is now under the Environment only. And this set is under the Ministry of Health only. So it was simply administrative. That is what needed to be done. All right, and that has been done. Again, in replying to certain things, I always believe. That's why for the many years that me personally, that I've been on radio, nobody has ever even been able to threaten to take me to court. They couldn't even send a letter to say that what you have said, and you all know I've been on radio for a long time, they can't say that Sheldon Scott came on radio and he said that and that was a lie. And I'm lying them or some kind of thing, and therefore they write me and I have to go and pay a set of money to the courts. It has never happened, because we always research our information properly. So when we give you, I want to use a word instead of good tobacco well pressed. That kind of encouraging smoking. Is good mango well suck? Right.
Cool water good to drink, man.
Yeah, but folks, that's all the time we have for Hard Talk today. We way past our time. We was planning to finish exactly at 12. That's all the time we have for Hard Talk today. It's been wonderful being here with you. And indeed, in everything you say, everything you do it safe and secure. We want to be speaking to and with you.
And none about you.
We are out.
Education.
NADMA says Grenada is not under a tsunami watch or warning. Details to this story and more in the National Report. With the National Report, I'm Leslie Ann Johnson. The National Disaster Management Agency, NADMA, says Grenada is not under any tsunami watch or warning as a result of a 5.9 magnitude earthquake that was felt around 9:27 on Wednesday morning. The agency says confirmation received from the University of the West Indies Seismic Research Center showed the origin of the earthquake was 10.60 north latitude and 62.87 west longitude, just off the coast of Venezuela, with a depth of 80 kilometers. It is considered an aftershock of the very powerful 7.4 magnitude earthquake recorded Tuesday in the Southern Caribbean. Acting National Disaster Coordinator Sylvan McIntyre says aftershocks are not unusual based on the strength of Tuesday's earthquake. There were no official reports of damage from Tuesday or Wednesday in Grenada, and he is warning that more aftershocks should be expected.
People should consider this or understand this as a process. There could be one or there could be more. So over the next couple of hours and next couple of days, very likely we may have further aftershocks.
Mr. McIntyre is appealing for even greater vigilance now that we are in the middle of the hurricane season.
We are in the middle of the hurricane season, and here we are speaking about earthquake. We have always advocated that it is comprehensive disaster management. You prepare at all times, you prepare with all sectors, and you prepare for all events. So in the middle of the hurricane season, we can be dealing with anything else. So it reiterates the need for us as a nation to continue listening to the National Disaster Management Agency. If you do not have a training schedule as part of your staff development or your own home or institute development, it is good to do that. Request of us, we'll avail ourselves to provide material and to assist in training. This for earthquake is not a difficult procedure. Again, I reiterate, if you are in a building and it is shaking, you want to get on the outside, do so briskly. Do not run to create a stampede, and look for fallen things as you go along.
The Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Education has dismissed reports that no repairs were done to some of the schools across the island ahead of the new school year, which begins in September. Finley Jeffrey says not only is the budgetary allocation for school repairs significantly higher than that of previous years, but repairs to some of the schools have been done. More in this report from Kevin Frederick.
Some measures, some school repairs have been done. In fact, some schools have the school repairs that had to be done are completed. So, for example, at Grenville Secondary, the school repairs are completed. You have varying degrees of things that have to be done to schools, from electrical to plumbing and what have you. Tiles have to be replaced. In some cases, screens have to be replaced and so on.
That was Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Education, Finley Jeffrey, setting the record straight amidst falsehoods that are being reported in some circles. However, according to Jeffrey, the tendering process is already completed, but important procedures, checks and balances, although somewhat time-consuming, cannot be bypassed, sidestepped or circumvented. He went on to add that the ministry has a roadmap for the last 2 weeks, working into the weekends.
We are confident that the school repairs that need to be done, that they would mostly get done within that period of time. So we are on schedule. We are on track. We had a serious meeting only last week with the contractors. We have already had contractors. The tendering process and so on has taken place, because you have all of those processes that really and truly you cannot bypass and you cannot sidestep and you cannot circumvent. So tendering process, it has to be done. So all of those things would take some time, but we are confident that based on the time that is left, that those interventions will be done, and schools that have to be repaired, mostly they will be repaired. The things would be done within the stipulated time.
For the National Report, I am Kevin Frederick.
This is the National Report. More news after the break.
The house was shaking. Then suddenly saw we hear bang, crack, and the roof had gone.
Man, I was so scared, I nearly wet myself.
Only those who have lived it can truly understand the devastating fury of a hurricane's wind.
The house across the road just get up and roll over.
Hurricane force wind. It's a hazard. Hazards. Take control. Reduce your loss. You can hurricane-proof your home. For example, make your roof more wind-resistant by using screws instead of nails in its construction. Find out more about hurricane force winds and other hazards at your local disaster office.
A message from the National Disaster Management Agency and SEDERA.
Continuing the news, education grant recipients from the Keith Mitchell Foundation have been challenged to work towards being successful at acquiring an education and making it applicable to their lives. 75 primary school students were presented with grants during a ceremony on Tuesday at the Grenada Trade Center. The Keith Mitchell Foundation was established in January 2016. Its primary objective to enhance the quality of life of vulnerable individuals and families in Grenada, Carriacou, and Petite Martinique. In addition to the government uniform and school book and bag program, the foundation gives assistance in obtaining uniforms, shoes, and other school supplies. Prime Minister Dr. The Right Honorable Keith Mitchell encouraged the students to make the best use of the opportunity before them so that they too can help others.
You owe us one thing, to use this now to achieve the highest possible level of education and knowledge that you can have. Because it's because of the knowledge that you will in fact obtain, you will be able to reach higher heights and be able to turn around and do what some of us are doing today, helping others in the future. So despite the fact that government is doing X amount, we still believe the necessity for foundations and those of us in a position of wherewithal to be able to help. There would always be need to supplement what government can do.
Lecturer at the St. George's University, Dr. Wayne Sandiford, reminded the students that with application, perseverance, and patience, their success is guaranteed.
It takes no effort, absolutely no effort, to be a loser. You just have to sit by. Take no effort to be a loser. You don't have to do anything to be a loser. But it takes effort to be successful. And behind every successful person, you would certainly see many unsuccessful years. It takes time. You have to be patient and continuously work at it.
While no official word has yet been given, Sports Minister Senator Nolan Cox is optimistic that Grenada will receive a favorable response to its request to host 2 one-day cricket matches in the Cricket West Indies tournament early next year. The preliminary dates for Grenada are the 25th and 27th of February 2019. During the weekly post-cabinet briefing on Tuesday, Senator Cox said they are doing all they can to ensure that they can meet the requirements of Cricket West Indies.
I can tell you right now, the Ministry of Finance have granted certain waivers in that regard. What is required in terms of support to Cricket West Indies, but we are waiting on that official. So I do not want to say while I believe that I believe that we are in good state to get it, to get that opportunity to host cricket. we have not had the official feedback from them as yet.
Okay.
But we are doing necessary soon. Once we have that official approval, we expect that I would make a request to Cabinet to compile a planning committee to start work this year for the tournament next year.
And that's the National Report. I'm Leslie Ann Johnson. Dr. The Right Honorable Keith Mitchell, an ardent advocate of Grenada's culture, spent some time Tuesday afternoon enjoying the sights and sounds of Carnival 2018 and greeting masqueraders. Here are some highlights.
It's that time again for partying. Start the thing, give me the leeway. Bacchanal start on the freeway. I'm feeling that the fist may be there. Very unhealthy vibes and come alive. Because we give people demonstrate, they come out to perform. Because we give care, somebody tell them for me. They can drain me energy, we give no time at all. Pretty much, I some man you know to play mass. Yeah, what we say, don't come and grant us no favors. We money there, and all on a holiday. We bumping like it's a normal day. If you can keep up, then stay back. But don't waiting on nobody. Set this girl like that's a real.